Revolutions do not begin with fire in the streets. They begin quietly, long before anyone uses the word revolution. By the time people start shouting, the system has already moved through most of the cycle. History shows this again and again. France, Russia, Cuba, different times, different cultures. Same pattern. The mistake people make is thinking revolutions are emotional events. They are not, they are mechanical. They are the result of pressure, building inside a system that can no longer adjust smoothly. When pressure builds faster than release, systems snap. Every revolution follows stages. Not because people copy the past, but because incentives do. Human behavior under stress is predictable. When resources tighten, trust breaks. When trust breaks, cooperation collapses. When cooperation collapses, change becomes violent. The first stage is stability, not perfect stability, but accepted stability. Life feels normal. Institutions are trusted enough. The system works for enough people. Complaints exist, but they are quiet. Most people believe tomorrow will be better than today. In this stage, growth feels natural. The future feels open. Effort feels rewarded. Even those struggling believe improvement is possible. This belief is the foundation of social order. Then comes the second stage, expansion and promises. The system grows larger. Governments expand. Benefits increase. Expectations rise. People are told that progress will continue forever. Debt increases, but confidence is high, so no one worries. This stage feels optimistic. It feels generous. Leaders are praised. Problems are postponed instead of solved. The system borrows from the future to keep the present comfortable. The third stage is strain. This is where things begin to change, but slowly. Costs rise faster than incomes. Promises become harder to keep. Institutions grow complex. Rules multiply. People start feeling confused. At first, strain is invisible. Statistics still look fine. Markets still function. Life goes on. But pressure builds underneath. Small shocks cause big reactions. Trust begins to weaken. This is the stage where people start working harder but feeling poorer, where effort increases but progress slows, where frustration grows but blame is unclear. Then comes stage 4. This is the critical stage. This is where many systems break if nothing changes. Stage 4 is polarization. In this stage, people stop trusting shared explanations. They stop agreeing on basic facts. Groups turn inward. Everyone believes someone else is cheating, lying, or stealing. Cooperation drops. Emotion replaces analysis. This stage is dangerous not because people are angry, but because they stop listening. In France, this happened when food prices rose while elites lived well. In Russia, it happened when war and shortages broke belief in the system. In Cuba, it happened when inequality and dependence became impossible to ignore. In each case, the system still existed. The government still functioned. The army still stood. But belief was gone. Belief is everything. A system does not collapse when it runs out of money. It collapses when people stop believing the rules are worth following. In stage 4, everything becomes political. Even math, even reality. Data is questioned. Institutions are accused. Intentions are assumed. People no longer ask what works. They ask who is winning. This shift is subtle but deadly. Once people believe outcomes are rigged, they stop playing fairly. They stop sacrificing for the future. They start protecting themselves in the present. Short-term thinking spreads. Hoarding replaces investing. Speculation replaces production. Everyone wants to move first. The system responds by talking louder, more speeches, more messaging, more promises. But noise cannot replace trust. History shows that stage 4 can last a long time, years, even decades. It feels unstable but survivable. That's what makes it deceptive. During this stage, many people believe things will simply return to normal. They wait, they hope, they argue, but systems do not heal through hope. They heal through structural change. If no real adjustment happens, the system moves forward. Stage 5 is rupture. This is where pressure finally escapes. Sometimes through mass protests, sometimes through financial collapse, sometimes through sudden political change. The trigger is rarely the cause. The cause is always the pressure that came before. In France, the trigger was bread. In Russia, it was war. In Cuba, it was economic suffocation. The pattern is consistent. The event is just the spark. When rupture happens, people are shocked. They say it came out of nowhere. It never does. By this stage, moderation disappears. Extremes dominate. Simple answers beat complex ones. Force replaces debate. The system tries to hold together, but its parts no longer trust each other. Decisions become rushed. Mistakes multiply. Finally comes stage 6, rebuilding or replacement. This stage is often misunderstood. It is not a return to peace. It is exhaustion. People are tired of chaos. They want order again. Almost any order, new systems are built. Sometimes better, sometimes worse. Always different. The cycle does not end history. It resets it. The key insight is this: revolutions are not created by ideas. They are created by conditions. Ideas spread only when people are ready to hear them. This is why studying cycles matters. Not to predict dates, not to spread fear, but to understand where pressure is building. Stage 4 is not collapse. It is warning. It is the stage where adjustment is still possible, where reform can still reduce pressure, where calm thinking still matters. But stage 4 is also where mistakes are most costly, because emotion is high and patience is low. In stage 4 systems, people make two common errors: panic and denial. Panic causes reckless action. Denial causes delay. Both increase pressure. Irrational response is neither. The rational response is preparation. Preparation does not mean withdrawing from society. It means reducing fragility. It means increasing flexibility. Fragile people suffer most during transitions. Those with no margin, no buffer, no options. Resilient people survive change better, not because they are smarter, but because they are less rushed. History shows that individuals who focus on skills, adaptability, and discipline weather revolutions better than those who focus on ideology. Large systems do not collapse evenly. Pain is uneven. Opportunity is uneven. Those who understand cycles stop being surprised. Surprise is expensive. Understanding does not mean agreement. It means clarity. If you know a system is under strain, you do not expect stability. You build resilience instead. You reduce unnecessary dependence. You avoid extremes. You stay calm when others react emotionally. This is not cynicism. It is realism. The mistake is believing that large systems care about individuals. They do not. They care about survival. When survival is threatened, systems change rapidly. Those who are unprepared feel crushed by change. Those who plan feel pressure but adapt. The revolution cycle is not destiny. It is probability. Probability can be managed. History is not controlled by heroes or villains. It is shaped by incentives, resources, and time. When incentives reward short-term behavior, long-term stability weakens. When resources tighten, ration breaks. When trust disappears, force replaces consensus. These are not opinions, they are patterns. The goal of understanding them is not fear. It is positioning. You cannot stop a cycle alone, but you can choose how exposed you are to it. The most dangerous belief in stage 4 is thinking nothing will change. The second most dangerous belief is thinking everything will collapse tomorrow. Both beliefs cause bad decisions. Calm thinking sits between them. The system may reform, it may fracture, it may adapt. No one knows the exact path, but the stage matters. And stage 4 is the moment where awareness still helps. History favors those who think in probabilities, not certainties. Those who stay disciplined when others become emotional. Those who prepare quietly while others argue loudly. The cycle does not care what you believe, but it will reward those who understand it. And that understanding is not power over others. It is power over your own decisions. In times of transition, that is the rarest advantage of all.